Okay, so not that long ago, a veteran of the anime industry came out talking about how like he's concerned about how anime will be chasing trends in the future because of the growing popularity in America. Something to that effect. I would say his name, but I'm pretty sure I'm blanking on it because I was more interested in what was being said than who said it. But yeah, I do remember that him being veteran having something to do with the creation of Frieren, good anime, probably a good manga. I still have to get through the first volume, but he is kind of right though because, and this is kind of the annoying thing with entertainment now is his concern would be the following of trends. That is a detriment to creativity and entertainment in general because if you think a trend follower can't be a problem down the line or will earn credit they don't deserve, look at Kojima himself. That man is a hack. His stories are not even stories. I can't even tell you what half the plot is most of the time. At least in 4 and Peace Walker and what little I've tried to comprehend when reading the lore. It all sounds butt fucking insane, but then again, it's an alternate timeline, so fuck it. Also, if you think that can't detriment the ability to tell a story that stays consistent, look at Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed began as you being a Hasashin, a assassin in the Holy Land killing Crusaders and Saracen alike. And they changed the name for to be sensitive, Montreal fagaloons. And also, but anyway, but over time, it transitioned from being historical fiction with a stealth bit to it to just being any random shit. Black Flag, while it is an entry I love the fuck out of and is one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games because I was cock blocked from Pirate Fantasy by the cancellation of Armada of the Damned. While it's a good pirate game, it is not a good assassination game. Although it, compared to what we got later, is preferable. Or better yet, the Viking game, Valhalla. I don't have a problem with that game necessarily, but it does not feel like an Assassin's Creed game. It just feels like another generic open world game schlop. Like, that's all we get now is schlop. That seems like to be some variation of the same thing. At least, it's the same with comics, except now comics are propaganda. And political propaganda that sucks and is not even mildly amusing to look at. Manga at least has variety, kind of like the bande dessinée. The difference is lots of manga is translated into English. I'm vaguely certain that it was an American fuckhead who cock-blocked us from having more bande dessinées brought to America in English. So now the only ones we can read are Elric and the Valerian ones and the Sumerian ones. There's probably a few other ones I'm blanking on, but yeah, you get the point. Like, everything just seems... Like, you ever play something and it all feels the same? That's how I would describe most video games now. And if you don't believe me, look back to the PS2 console generation. During those days, I had Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. There's some more I'm blanking on, but those are the main three my mind usually goes to. And I could play all those games, and I could still remember what happened in those games. I remember Jak 3 being my favorite, which is kind of funny, because much like the Alien episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy, that one was rushed. Difference is the Jak 3 was actually planned. The Alien one for Ed, Edd n Eddy was less so planned. They had to make that one. And somehow the quality did not suffer. So... And I do think that is a concern for manga then, because think of it this way: if the corpos who have the money to the mangas decide they're gonna follow trends, it's gonna be hard for them to make something that is made for creative reasons instead of editorial. And if you think editorial can't give us bad shit, look at a lot of the mangas or comics we have in America now, where we have all these stupid answers to questions that never needed to be asked, whether Catwoman blows bats, or like the stupid stuff we might have joked about out on the playground in middle school. That stuff now gets to be canonized to a degree because the fourth graders are in charge of the editorial, and also editorial and the corpos who, and yes, I'm borrowing from Reddit, but yeah, no. Also, there's this other subsect of well, I would call them humans, but that's being too nice, who insist everything be sanitized. I could also see that being a problem down the line. So yeah, not a. So yeah, no, this guy's right. The day you bend the knee to trends is the day you have a lot of problems, like the Michael Bays of the world, or the Jar Jar Abrams. I'm sorry, the J.J. Abrams. I should stop saying Jar Jar. That's an insult to Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is at least likable. I wouldn't piss on Abrams if he was on fire. I'd probably laugh, actually. Well, I say laugh. So yeah, no, I don't think this guy is wrong about this, because it's not just the manga that have had to worry about like overseas stuff affecting them even slightly. Lots of games in Japan have been altered when they were being translated, and somehow I doubt it was because of PC sensibilities on the conservative end of the spectrum. If I was to bet money, it was more of the liberal side who, well, I'm guessing some of the things they changed make no fucking sense from what I remember. But yeah, no. What was it gonna? Oh yeah. He is not wrong. So if that can happen to games brought to America from Japan, imagine what could happen to manga, because manga is a bit more at risk of censorship because, as we all know, these certain people in humanity who love to fuck with things, the second they see some that's getting popular and that people are using to escape from reality, it's basically like that Boondocks clip. I might have to include that somewhere. The second they see that, they immediately have to shut that shit down. It's like, wait a minute, this is too racy, this is too stimulating, this is too much fun. Like, why? No.
Nigga, did I just catch you having fun?
Calm down. He is not wrong. Again, I've probably said that 3 times now, but fuck it. He is not wrong 4 times. He is right. And honestly, I kind of would like to say that trending stuff needs to kick rocks. And I mainly wanted to do this to talk about how, like, I hate trends because, again, I go back to Assassin's Creed with the Viking thing. Just because that seems cool does not mean it fits with us. Like, Assassin's Creed was more or less a stealth game. Like, you moved among the crowd, assassinated people, then get away before anyone can kill or capture you. Now it's just open world combat. And it's really not good. It's stupid. It's very, very stupid. It warrants such unyielding rage. A Mahler-style unbridled rage. Because at least games used to be able to distinguish. And no, what am I doing? So, variety. Like, here's the funny thing about manga. The people who have to say diversity is our strength, well, manga is diverse. It is diversity of genre. There is variety. Again, like bande dessinée. The difference is, bande dessinée, I think, has more variety from what I've seen of them. Like, they have westerns. Manga barely has any actual gunslinging westerns. Hell, one bande dessinée I really want to read, but I can't get a physical copy of, so I'd have to read it online, is Durango, who I think starts out as like an unofficial comic for the Great Silence, then spins off into his own thing. But it's not in English. That's the only downside, which sucks if you're like me and you love some good artwork and westerns. Well, for the most part, I like westerns. I think I'm getting off track. Point is, there's variety. Now, manga also has variety, but their variety is somewhat toned down, at least now anyway. And if you don't believe me, or to any of my friends who love to give me crap for saying this, who happen to see this, I will say this. Look at manga now. Look what it used to be. The manga in the 90s was a bit darker, racier. I mean, it's still dark at some points now, but I'm pretty sure every time we get a darker anime these days, it causes a spurg fit from the contingent that Chris Gay run panders to these days. So it's like, okay, you have like high school drama, mecha, fantasy, isekai, sci-fi. No bounty hunters yet. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Like now it's like when someone does something new, everyone copies it. And not in the fun way. It's pretty noticeable. Except for, I guess Mushoku Tensei, but then again, that's an old story is called the quote-unquote first isekai. So maybe it set some trends or influenced the industry in a way I just don't know, but fuck it. Also, I don't think you should be tracing trends because I have to ask how you're determining what's a trend. If you're going off of what influencers or people online say in videos, that ain't much of a good demarcation or recognition point because the internet's full of retards. If you don't believe me, look at the guy who was saying, like, if you get this stupid fear, you're sick. You belong in a mental hospital. You should get help. It's like, no, motherfucker. You need to go back to watching the Little League World Series. That's probably more your speed. And then you and the other freaks can stay there, and we can have our peace and quiet once again. Because gatekeeping helps. And I think that's as far as I'm gonna really go with it. So yeah, Jap Manga Man's right. Don't listen to Weston Man, because he is a douchebag who, well, actually maybe listen to some of them. I don't know. However you're gauging what's a trend now and what's not, be very wary of that, I suppose. And also, do not give people like the next Kojimas of the world a leg up, because they are hacks. Again, I go to Abrams. And the guy who was being interviewed on this and talking about the trends is... He's mentoring the new generation of manga and anime makers, so that's also a concern. Like, I'm hopeful that the people of Japan are less pathetic. Like, I look at some Americans, or at least the ones you hear from online, the ones who always grab the headlines, and how weak and pathetic they are, and I think, we're fucked. Like, these pricks make the baby boomers seem preferable. And think about that. The baby boomers gave us those fucking filthy hippies, those vermin. The kind of people who make me want to sing Savages, Savages, Barely Even Human. Anyway, have a nice day. Yemo Hood.